Why do men leave, thinking they'll never look back, only to regret it and come crawling back? Why do some women become just a memory, while others remain unforgettable? The truth is, men don't come back because they miss you. They come back because they realize they lost something rare. They meet other women. They explore their options. And for a while, they believe they've moved on. But then something shifts. The excitement fades. The newness wears off. And suddenly, you're in his mind again. He doesn't know why. He doesn't understand it. All he knows is that something is missing. And that something is you. Not just any version of you. The version of you that understands her power. Because here's the hard truth. Men don't leave women who are truly irreplaceable. They leave when they feel they've figured you out. They leave when they feel the energy is unbalanced. They leave when they think they have the upper hand. But when a woman masters these 8 skills, she becomes a force he can't escape. She doesn't chase. She doesn't beg. She attracts. And that's exactly what we do here at Girlify Mind. We unlock the power within you, so you never have to wonder if he'll come back. Because when you understand how attraction truly works, you'll realize you are never the one losing anything. By the end of this video, you won't just understand why men return. You'll know how to make them regret leaving in the first place. Like this video if you're done chasing and ready to be chased. Comment power if you're stepping into your best self. Share this with a woman who needs to hear this today. Subscribe to Girlify Mind and turn on notifications, because the first skill? It's the one that makes him think about you even when you're not there. Let's get into it. Skill number 1. The art of mystery. Master the art of mystery. Make him think about you non-stop. The women men forget? They're easy to read. The women men chase? They make him wonder. Men are wired for intrigue. When something is too accessible, too predictable, the excitement fades. But when there's a hint of mystery, when he feels like he hasn't fully figured you out, his mind won't let him move on. Think about it. Ever met a man who couldn't stop thinking about a woman he barely knew? It's because she created a sense of curiosity. And curiosity is powerful. When he doesn't know your every move, when he wonders where you are, what you're doing, who you're with, he becomes emotionally invested. How do you master this? Stop over-explaining. When he asks about your day, don't give a full itinerary. Instead of saying, I went shopping, had lunch, then went to the gym, say, had an interesting day. Now he's the one chasing details. Disrupt the routine. If you text him every morning, stop. If you always answer immediately, pause. When a pattern breaks, it triggers attention. Live a life that excites you. Be busy. Have things going on. Be a woman he has to catch up with. This is not about playing games. It's about creating a sense of presence even when you're not there. Because the moment he stops knowing everything about you is the moment he starts trying to find out. And once you have his attention, the next skill makes him obsessed. Confidence, the energy that makes him chase. Confidence is not about being perfect. It's about walking into a room like you belong there without needing permission. A woman who knows her worth is dangerous. Not to men, but to men who thought they could control her. Have you ever seen a man lose interest in a woman who bends over backward for him? Have you ever seen a man obsess over a woman who doesn't even need him? Here's why. Men crave certainty. A woman who second-guesses herself? Uninteresting. A woman who moves like she owns her space? Magnetic. Picture this. He cancels plans last minute. The old you would be disappointed, maybe even let it slide. But the new you smile and say, no problem. I made other plans. No begging. No disappointment. No chasing. Just power. And now, he feels replaceable. How do you radiate confidence? Change how you enter a room. Walk tall. Shoulders back. Head high. Confidence is felt before it's seen. Speak with certainty. No over-explaining. No apologizing for taking up space. Set boundaries. When you say no, mean it. When you say yes, mean it. No in between. Men always return to the woman they couldn't control. The one who stood her ground. The one who didn't break when he pulled away. Confidence is the foundation. But once you have his attention, how do you keep it? Emotional depth. Because when a man feels something he's never felt before, he can't walk away. Emotional depth, the connection he can't find anywhere else. Men can find attraction anywhere, but emotional depth? That's rare. It's easy to be physically drawn to someone. It's easy to have surface-level conversations. But when a woman makes a man feel something real, something deeper than he's ever felt before, he won't forget her. Most relationships fail because they stay at the surface. The small talk. The generic, "How was your day?" conversations. No fire. No depth. No real connection. A man might walk away from a woman who is just another pretty face. But he will always return to the one who made him feel safe enough to be vulnerable. Because here's the truth, men don't get that kind of connection often. Society tells them to be strong, to hide emotions, to never let their guard down. But when a woman creates a space where he can be himself without judgment, something shifts. He doesn't just want her, he needs her. How do you create emotional depth? First, listen differently. When he speaks, don't just wait for your turn to talk. Truly hear him. Ask the questions no one else asks. When he tells a story, don't just say, "That's cool." Say, "That must have been intense. How did you feel about it?" Make him go deeper. Second, share your own depth. Vulnerability is a two-way street. If you want him to open up, you have to go first. Share your dreams, your fears, your challenges. Make him see that you are more than just someone to be with. You are someone to connect with. Finally, create shared experiences. The strongest emotional bonds aren't formed through words alone. They're built through moments, challenges overcome together, spontaneous adventures, late-night conversations where time disappears. When a man feels emotionally seen by you, he will never forget it. And that is why he will always come back. Now that he's drawn to you emotionally, what keeps the fire alive? Flirting and playfulness. Playfulness and flirting keep the spark alive. A serious relationship doesn't mean it has to be boring. If you lose the fun, you lose the fire. A man might feel deeply connected to you, but if the relationship becomes too routine, too predictable, too dull, he will seek excitement elsewhere. Flirting is not just for the early days. It's not something that ends after the chase. It is the glue that keeps the chemistry alive. Men are drawn to playfulness. They love the thrill of not knowing what's next. The teasing, the laughter, the unpredictability that makes them feel alive. Think back to the most exciting moments you've ever had in a relationship. Chances are, those moments were filled with fun, teasing, and lighthearted energy. Flirting is not about trying to impress him. It's about creating a playful tension that keeps the attraction strong. How do you do it? First, tease him in a way that makes him want more. If he brags about something, smirk and say, "Oh, really? I'll believe it when I see it." If he makes a bad joke, say, "Wow, that was terrible. Try again." Make him laugh. make him chase. Second, use body language. A lingering glance, a small touch, a playful push when he says something funny. These little things make a big difference. Third, break the routine. If he's used to a certain pattern, shake it up. Be unpredictable. Send a playful text in the middle of the day. Challenge him to something silly. Keep things fresh. Flirting is not about trying too hard. It's about letting go, having fun, and creating a connection that never gets old. Now that you've got the mystery, the emotional depth, and the playfulness, what's next? Building a life so exciting that he wants to be part of it. Build a life that excites you. Make him want to be part of your world. A woman who waits for a man to bring excitement into her life will always be chasing. A woman who creates her own excitement, she is the one being chased. Men return to women who have something bigger than just the relationship. If your life revolves around him, he will feel it. He will sense the pressure. He will pull away. But if you have a life that is so rich, so exciting, so full of purpose, he will feel like he is the one who needs to keep up. Think about it. Have you ever seen a man completely mesmerized by a woman who is too busy chasing him?
No.
But have you seen a man obsessed with a woman who had her own passions, her own goals, her own world? That's because men crave the thrill of being part of something bigger. How do you create that?
First, stop waiting.
Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect relationship. Go after what excites you. Travel. Learn new skills. Try new things. Live your life fully. Second, find a passion that has nothing to do with him. Something that makes you light up when you talk about it. A goal, a dream, a hobby that makes you radiate energy. Third, surround yourself with people who inspire you. Your friendships, your network, your world should be so rich that he feels like being part of it is a privilege. This is not about pretending to be busy. It's about actually becoming the kind of woman whose life is exciting on its own. Because here's the truth. Men don't want to be your entire world. They want to be part of a world that is already amazing. And when he sees that your life is thriving with or without him, that's when he will realize he never wants to leave again. Now that you have built the kind of life that makes you magnetic, it's time for the next skill, recognizing and celebrating his strengths. Recognizing and celebrating his strengths make him feel like a king. A man will forget the woman who criticizes him. He will forget the woman who tries to change him. But he will never forget the woman who sees him, admires him, and makes him feel like a king. Men are not as emotionally expressive as women. They don't receive compliments often. They don't hear words of appreciation every day. But when a woman recognizes his strengths and values him, he feels something rare, something that makes him crave her presence. Most women focus on what a man isn't doing right. But the women who make men obsessed, they focus on what he's doing right. This doesn't mean you should fake admiration or praise him just to keep him around. It has to be real. It has to be specific. It has to hit his soul. How do you do it? First, pay attention to the little things. If he fixes something for you, acknowledge it. If he stays calm under pressure, tell him you admire that about him. If he pushes himself to be better, make sure he knows you see it. Second, make him feel capable. Men want to feel like they are needed and respected. If he offers to help, let him. If he gives advice, listen. Let him feel like his presence makes a difference in your life. Third, appreciate his efforts, not just his results. Maybe he tried to cook for you, but it didn't turn out perfect. Maybe he planned something, but it didn't go smoothly. A man who tries for you is a man who cares. Let him know you see that. When a man feels like a king in your presence, he will never want to lose you. Now, let's talk about something just as powerful, setting boundaries. Setting boundaries, the power that commands respect. Women who are too available, too forgiving, too accommodating, they don't get chased. They get taken for granted. Men are wired to respect what they have to earn. If you let him walk all over your time, your energy, your emotions, he will never value you the way you deserve. Setting boundaries is not about being difficult. It's about teaching people how to treat you. A woman who sets strong boundaries is a woman who says, I know my worth, and I won't accept less. And a man who respects you will never cross those lines. How do you set boundaries? First, identify your non-negotiables. What are the things you will not tolerate? Last-minute cancellations? Disrespect? Inconsistent communication? Decide what you stand for, and stand by it. Second, say what you mean and mean what you say. If you say, I won't tolerate disrespect, but then allow him to do it, you are teaching him that your words don't matter. Hold your ground. Third, walk away when necessary. The most powerful boundary? The willingness to leave if it's not serving you. A woman who is not afraid to walk away is a woman who keeps her power. Men return to the women who held their standards high. Because deep down, they know those women are rare. Now that you've set boundaries, it's time to go even deeper, surprising him with unpredictable acts of love. Surprise him with unpredictable acts of love. Keep him hooked forever. Men get bored with routine love. They crave excitement, spontaneity, and a feeling of constant discovery. The fastest way to keep a man obsessed is to make him feel like he never fully knows what's next with you. This doesn't mean playing games. This doesn't mean changing who you are. It means making love an adventure. How do you do it? First, do something completely unexpected. If he's had a long day, send him a message he wouldn't expect. If he's been stressed, leave a handwritten note for him to find. Second, break the routine. If you always see each other on the weekends, surprise him with a spontaneous plan on a Wednesday. If he always drives, switch it up and take him somewhere instead. Keep things fresh. Third, make small moments big. A random kiss when he's least expecting it. A thoughtful gesture just because. It's not the grand gestures that make love last. It's the little surprises that remind him you care. Men don't stay for love alone. They stay for the feeling of excitement, of possibility, of a relationship that never stops growing. And once he feels that with you, there's no replacing it. Now, let's take things even further by mastering the final skill, emotional independence. Emotional independence, the skill that makes him chase you. Nothing is more attractive, powerful, and unforgettable than a woman who is emotionally independent. A woman who doesn't rely on a man to feel happy. A woman who enjoys love, but doesn't need it. Men feel secure with women who are secure within themselves.
Think about it.
Who do men pull away from? Women who are too attached, too reactive, too dependent. And who do they return to? The woman who is never waiting for them in the first place. Emotional independence doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means knowing that your happiness, your peace, your purpose, they all come from you. How do you cultivate it? First, stop making him the center of your world. Love him, enjoy him, but keep your own life full. Keep your passions, your friendships, your personal growth. Second, don't let his actions control your emotions. If he's distant, stay calm. If he's inconsistent, don't react, observe. The moment a man feels like he can control your emotions, he stops valuing them. Third, love yourself harder than you love him. When you prioritize yourself, he feels it, he sees it, and he respects it. Men return to the women who don't break when they leave. Because when a woman doesn't need him, but chooses him, that is the ultimate power. Now that you've mastered these 8 skills, what's next? Bringing it all together in a way that makes you completely unforgettable. The power of absence, making him feel your loss. Men don't appreciate what's always there. They appreciate what they fear losing. One of the biggest mistakes women make is thinking that sticking around will make a man see their worth. But the truth? Distance creates desire. Space makes him miss you. And your absence speaks louder than any words ever could. Men are wired to value what they feel they could lose. If you are always available, if you always respond instantly, if you never step back, he will never feel that gut-wrenching pull of missing you. How do you create this effect? First, stop overinvesting. Match his energy, not his potential. If he's inconsistent, stop giving more to make up for it. Second, walk away when disrespected. Nothing makes a man realize your worth faster than seeing you live your life happily without him. Third, disappear when necessary. When things feel too one-sided, when you feel underappreciated, when you sense he's taking you for granted, pull back. Not as a game, but as a natural consequence of his behavior. The moment a man realizes that you are not a woman who stays where she isn't valued, he will feel a fear he can't explain. And that fear will bring him back. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful: how to make him prove he deserves another chance. Making him work to win you back. Men don't cherish what they get too easily. They cherish what they have to earn. If he comes back, don't just take him back. Make him prove he's worth your time, your energy, your emotions. Most women make the mistake of accepting a man too quickly after he returns. But if he knows that all he has to do is say, "I miss you," to get back in, he won't respect you. Here's what you do instead. First, don't act excited when he returns. Stay calm, neutral. Let him feel that your world has kept spinning without him. Second, set clear expectations. If he left once, he can't come back to the same version of you. He needs to show through actions, not just words, that he deserves another shot. Third, observe, don't chase. Let him prove himself. If he starts slipping back into old patterns, walk away again, this time for good. The biggest lesson? If he's not adding value to your life, his presence is irrelevant. And when you embody this mindset, you become the woman he will fight for. But here's the most important part. What if you no longer want him back? That brings us to the final chapter. Choosing yourself over any man. By now, you've mastered mystery, confidence, emotional depth, playfulness, boundaries, independence, and the power of absence. But there's one final skill, the one that makes you unstoppable. The ability to choose yourself, even when he comes back. Men return because they feel the pull of your energy. They return because they realize what they lost. But sometimes, they return too late. And the most powerful thing a woman can do? Walk away when she realizes she deserves more. Because here's the truth. You were never waiting for him. You were building yourself. You were growing. You are stepping into the most powerful version of you. And when a man sees that, he will chase you harder than ever. Not because he wants to own you, but because he knows that he is the lucky one. And if he's not, you will walk away without hesitation. Because a woman who chooses herself first, she is the one who never has to chase love. Love chases her. Conclusion: you are the prize all along. If you've made it this far, you already know you were never the one losing anything. Men return not because of who you were to them, but because of who you became without them. They don't come back for the woman who waited. They come back for the woman who grew, thrived, and flourished without them. The biggest mistake women make is thinking that love is about holding on. But the truth? Love is about standing so strong in your power that you never have to chase it. You've learned the skills that make a woman unforgettable. Mystery, confidence, emotional depth, playfulness, independence, and boundaries. These aren't tricks. These are the foundations of a woman who commands respect, attraction, and commitment effortlessly.
And now,
you have a choice. You can sit back and hope he returns. Or you can become so powerful, so magnetic, so deeply fulfilled within yourself that you realize you don't need him to. Because when you step into this version of yourself, you don't just attract love. You attract the right kind of love. The kind that matches your energy, your worth, and your standards. So, what's your next move? If you're ready to step into your power, hit that like button. If you're choosing yourself first, comment "I choose me" below. If you know someone who needs this message, share this video. And if you're ready for the next level of transformation, subscribe to Girlify Mine now, because the next video, it's going to change everything.
this is your time.
Own it.